Hey family, welcome to Coffee and Conversation. Y'all, it's Monday. It's Monday. That was some little song that's on the radio that does the It's Monday thing. But it's Monday, so welcome to Coffee and Conversation. Y'all grab your stuff now. It's time to get you a good little, get my last little sip in. I got tea today because we talk about something heavy, so I need to soothe my soul a little bit. Alright guys, hey family, have you had a fantastic week? I'm listening. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Yes! I thought I'd say, how does that say? I'm not going to be long before you today. Do you believe it? No! That's what you should say. My shirt today says faith over fear. I want you all to see it because I think it's super cute. Ooh. Like, I'm super stoked about this shirt. I think it's fantastic. I love it. It's a reminder to operate in faith over fear and not to allow the different things that's going on in the earth to affect me overly much. And what I mean by not affect me overly much is I need to be affected, but not so affected that I'm not able to be affected. Probably saying not to be so affected so much that I can't be effected. Ha ha! Said it right that time. I need to be affected and turn that into being effective. And to that point, we're going to talk about today being a safe space and what that means. And I have notes today, so I'm going to stick very close to my notes. More or less because I don't want to say anything that's not beneficial to you, okay? We are living in a very tough time, and I keep thinking I'm done with this topic. Like, I think I'm done with this topic, and the Lord is like, you're not done with it, so it's more to go. I don't know when I'm going to be done with this topic, but I'm going to release the weight video, so if you don't want to hear about being a safe space in this time where we're dealing with race-based traumas for all sides, then, click on the weight video because I put that out there today for you as well. So, do that if that's not what you want to hear, if you don't want to hear about being a safe space and what that means. All right, so jumping back into the topic for today's discussion. If this is your first time on my channel, welcome. I hope that you enjoy and learn something here that helps you live a happier, healthier life. So this lesson is for everyone. Like, this lesson today is for everyone. This topic is for everyone, but I certainly want to call out, if you will, those of us that touch other people's lives. Those of us that are educators and teach in the classroom, those of us that are doctors and nurses, those of us that work in the general public. You might work in a store, you might work in an office building where you see volumes of people, those of you that are police officers, those of you that are clergy. I want to specifically call you guys out because I want you all to spend some time really thinking about, and all of us to really think about, how can we be safe spaces? Now, how did I arrive at this question? In my private prayer meditation time, because I told you the way that I have to deal with all of the myriad of emotions that I have in this season, is I spend a lot of time in prayer meditation. I shouldn't even say a lot of time because, some days it's not a lot of time. It's that connection thing we talked about last week. It's more like 60 seconds. So, the Lord do all the work, and you got 60 seconds, Jesus, to make me whole. But listen, I'm telling y'all, it worked. Y'all, I'm telling you, just be honest. Lord, this morning I feel like if you got 60 seconds to make me a whole individual, make me whole. And watch the Lord work. I'm telling you, you'll be like, ooh, thank you. So, I've been doing a lot of meditation, and one of the things that an organization called Sanctuary City, and I'll put the link below, they were offering a talk for healers on race-based trauma. And really, I kind of got ahead of myself because within my private prayer meditation time, the Lord was like, girl, you have got to get it together because I can't use you if you're not doing your work. You have to do your self-work so that you're ready to be used. You have to work with what's going with your own internal noise, your own internal pain. You have to work with that. I said, okay. And that's really how I said it, y'all. I said, okay. I said, but what is it that you want me to say to the people? Because I'm telling you, God, I don't think I have anything really to say. Like, what you want me to really say? And as the weeks have progressed, different things started to occur. Throughout the week, just different things started to pop. As I went to one protest, a person walked up to me and they, a Caucasian person, a white person, she came and she apologized. And I was a safe space, but then later when I left, I felt a little irritated because I didn't want to be a safe space. I was protesting a man, right? And then as various things would happen, would come up. A friend of a friend works in HR, and she did a post on Facebook, and she was saying, look, if you bitter black people, ain't nothing, it doesn't matter what anybody says to you. You're bitter, and you need to go do the work of healing. Y'all, I got an attitude with the whole post. I texted a friend of mine and said, I got an attitude, and I'm supposed to meet her here shortly. I said, I'm going to tell her when I meet her she made me mad. If she watching this YouTube, Ayana, you made me mad. But she made me stop and say, what's happening in the noise? What's happening in your personal noise that you're not working through? And then I went to protest, and y'all, I'm thinking, so forgive me if I'm talking slow. Y'all, I went to protest, a peaceful protest on Juneteenth. And when I went to the peaceful protest, one of the things that ministered to my soul was seeing, and it wasn't one black officer in sight. These were all white Caucasian cops, and they were fantastic. They did a fantastic job of really doing the work of ministry. They really ministered to us as a crowd. It was probably easily 200 or 300 people marching, and they blocked off the street. They quarantined the street. They were courteous. They spoke, and it was this older white gentleman who I would have certainly expected him to have bias, and he was completely friendly, and he was like, y'all making it on the walk, anybody need to sit down? Like, he was especially caring. And then one of the ladies became overheated, and they stopped all the traffic on both sides of a 4-lane highway with a median, and they called the ambulance, and they cared for her. They put her in the squad car in a kind manner, and it really was just ministry. And I got so much, I received so much from that experience. They were a safe space for me in the middle of a very charged and emotional march. And I just really listened. I just really listened and said, God, what are you saying? First of all, so here's the first thing I'm going to say to you today. Is as a healer, I want you to understand that you will need to be a safe space for someone. If you're an educator, if you're a teacher, you're going to have to be a safe space for a student. And how you interact with your students can affect their entire life in this situation. If you are working in healthcare and you are working with the public, you need to be a safe space for those individuals that you come in contact with on a day-to-day basis, because you don't know what biases they bring to the table, what blockage they bring to the table, and their interaction with you can heal a part of their soul. And I want you all to keep that in mind, that you can help heal. And listen, it does not require a license. We think a healer needs to be licensed. Listen, you don't have to be a licensed counselor or ordained clergy or whatever it is. Listen, you can bring a healing to anybody you come in contact with. You can bring that. You can all be a disciple of healing right now. I charge you in the name of Jesus to go out and be a disciple of healing, to be a safe space for someone else. And if Jesus is not your thing, I charge you to be a safe space in the name of humanity. How about that? Boom. Name of humanity, be a safe space. As a human, as a person. Because all of us arrive at this place from, and y'all, I'm sorry, I'm just, I want to give it to you organized, but I'm going to give it to you the way it's coming, okay? And if it's not coming, just work with a sister this week, right? Okay. So all of us arrive in this place from different perspectives. So let's look at the different perspective. All black people don't see it the same. One of my husband's constituents reached out to him last week and said, I don't see it the same. I don't see it like everybody else. And I feel isolated because I don't see it the same. Like, am I crazy? And the person didn't use the language of, I feel isolated. The person said, tell me if I'm wrong, because I don't see it like all the rest of the black people. And we know that there are African Americans, there are black people that don't see this the same way. And they're not welcome to the Black Folk Cookout. That's how we really do them. You ain't welcome. We kick you out of the Black Folk Club, right? That's wrong. Because we all have different views. We all approach this thing differently. We all feel differently about it. And I'm proud to say my husband was able to be a safe space for the discussion. Now, if you cannot be a safe space for that discussion, you look, just bow gracefully. Say nothing. You will never regret silence. This is an anonymous quote. You will never regret silence, but you can regret dumb things that you say. Be silent if you don't have anything to say. If you don't have the right thing to say, y'all, just be silent. Just be quiet. You don't have to say anything. Just let silence. Just, you know what, this is not one for me. But this is a situation where you may not be able to refer. And a lot of times, I told you I'm all over the place. A lot of times, so get your nugget. Hear me? Find your nugget, get your nugget, and run with it. A lot of times, or as clergy, as counselors, a lot of times we're taught, if something is too heavy for you, refer. If someone needs counseling around the death of a loved one, and you recently had a death of a loved one, and you're not in a position to offer wise counsel and be supportive and be a safe space, you refer. Refer. But in this situation, most of us find ourselves dealing with this in some capacity. I can't necessarily refer. So how do I be the safe space? And I'm going to get there. But I still want to talk about the different sides. So what if so black people arrive and you might have different opinions about it all. And you might need to be a safe space for another African American. What about the perspective of Caucasian people, white people? You know, it occurred to me as I watched those officers do ministry and be kind to us and be loving to us and show care in a very tense situation that they are having to clean up a mess that they didn't necessarily make. Now that's debatable. So don't nobody come at me debating that, because I understand that that's a debatable topic. But if you are a good officer and a kind officer, if you are not racist and you are Caucasian, you might not feel like having the responsibility of cleaning up a mess that you didn't necessarily make. I teach my kids. Now wait a minute, I need to pause on that, because some of y'all ain't gonna agree with that, and I'm gonna give you just a minute to get your life together. Go on, breathe. Now that doesn't mean that you didn't that you didn't necessarily benefit, but it does not mean that you necessarily created it. All officers and police officers are not bad officers, but everybody got to do the work of the cleanup. And what if you're mad because you got to do the work of the cleanup? What if you're mad? You know, think about it. I think about my kids. When I say that, I think about my kids. One child will mess something up, everybody got to clean it up. You wasted milk in the kitchen. Everybody get in here and clean the kitchen. Listen, the kids are pissed. They mad at mama because they look like the other one that didn't make the mess is like, Mom, I didn't make the mess, and that's not fair. I don't feel like I should have to clean up when I didn't make the mess. I cleaned up after myself when I made my chocolate milk. The reality of it is that there may be anxiety or anger around having to clean up this. The reality of it is you just might be tired of hearing about it. People have different opinions, and are you able to be a safe space for that? If someone wants to come and apologize, are you able to hear the apology? If someone wants to cry because they're hurt about it, they want to walk alongside you, are you able to receive the support and the love and the care? Are you prepared for that? What about our LGBTQ? People have had a lot of opinions about that, about their presence, about how we treat LGBTQ individuals. Lot to say about that. But they arrive at the discussion as well. They are in the discussion as well. And some people get an attitude about it and have things to say about it and feel like they shouldn't have a voice or whatever. But at the end of the day, are you a safe space for wherever you find yourself in that discussion? If someone says we need to treat LGBTQ individuals better, are you prepared to be a safe space and say we absolutely do and should? And I'm sorry, because a lot of times when things happen, when things occur, we do think and focus on people that reside in a normative space. And we're not broad enough to say this affects more than one type of black. Are you a safe space? Are you prepared to hear that? Are you prepared to give them a seat at the table? And not give them a seat at the table, honey. Just don't block them from the seat that's at the table. Are you prepared to do that? Are you prepared to be a safe space? And then what about our young people? I have children, and I have not really introduced this topic to them. I haven't figured out how I want to really talk about it, right? My husband and I haven't gotten to how we want to introduce this, how we really want to discuss it. They know about it, but we haven't really done a lot of work in it. You got to be a safe place for the youth. You never know how this feels to them. I have to realize that I have to admit that I raised my children one way, and I'm realizing the world does not match the way that I'm raising them. And how do I reset that? What do I do? How is that going to make them feel? I have to be a safe space, not just for them, but for other children as well. And what does that really mean? Are you prepared to be a safe space? So now that I've kind of given you the lay of the land of what it means to be a safe space, here's some tips to what you can do to become a safe space. One, and ultimately, this is what it is. And I learned this because I attended a I attended a workshop for healers around race-based trauma, because I recognized that, one, I needed educating. Now, I have gone to seminary, and let me tell you, they talk about PTSD, they don't talk about race-based trauma, not at the seminary that I went to. Now, I went to a predominantly white institution, so we didn't talk about that. And it might have been discussion if I had gone to a historically black seminary, but I went to a predominantly white institution. We didn't talk about that. We talked about PTSD. So I recognized that, one, I needed to get better knowledge. Senator Ford, honey, get better knowledge to go understand what you were saying. So I found me a workshop, right? Workshop. And actually, I didn't find me a workshop. It appeared. The Lord sent this to me, right? So I'm in the workshop, and one of the things the lady said, and it stood out to me, her name was Dr. Gail Parker. One of the things that she said in the workshop that I thought was phenomenal was, she said, just like you have to be protective of your energy and who you are around, because a person with negative energy can influence your energy and you leave. If you're around an emotional vampire, you leave them, and now you down and you got the doldrums and you a mess, all because you were with someone in the presence of someone who robbed you of your good energy. You can do the same. When you're around someone that has good energy, it lifts someone who has bad energy. A part of creating a safe space is making sure that your inner noise is together. That you have created, and she didn't use this term, but this is the right way to say it. You have created the safe space within you first. Have you created a safe space within your heart, within your mind, within your emotions? If you've not done that, then you need to do that. How do I do that? Ask yourself, what do I need? What do I need to be a safe space for someone else? Or not even for someone else. What do I need to be a safe space for me? How do I become emotionally, mentally sound, where I'm prepared so that no matter who I come across, I can offer the ministry of presence. What do I need? Tap into you. What's happening? What do I need? Do I need to meditate? Maybe I need to take walks. Do I need to pray? Maybe I need to read a book. What do you need? And do that. Number two, I want you to get ready. Be prepared. A friend of mine posted on Facebook over the weekend that she was, and I shared it on Facebook, and I'm not going to relive it in my video today, but she experienced something that was horrible. And one of the things that hurt me deeply was that I could not drop everything and be where she was. That I couldn't be where you are. And not to say something. Again, resist the urge to run your mouth. Not so I could say something, but so I could hold her hand and we could cry together. I just want to hold your hand and cry with you. I just, girl, I can grieve with you. I know this just, I can't do nothing else, but I can grieve with you, baby. I can be there. I can be there. I don't have any great words to tell you today. I can't explain this. Explanations don't help heal your heart. Go be honest. Explanations do not help heal your heart. So I can explain all day long. You'll sit there and go, yup, you right. I can be there. How can I be there? I can offer you the ministry of presence. What do you need? Identify what you need. We're coming to a close. Identify what you need and do the work of creating the safe space within in whatever way you need. And I can't tell you what you need to feel whole in this season. And then I want you to be ready to be a safe space for someone else. That when you are out and about in life, I want you to take that calm, that spirit, that safe spirit, and take it out in the world and share the energy of safety and share the energy of love. I want you to show up and present in your world, at your job, to your friends, to the people in line with you. I want you to show up as a safe space and as a loving space. All right? I know I'm asking a lot of you, but I believe in you. You can do it. You can do it. All right, go out there, y'all, and take your day. Take your space. Take it. I wish you well. Have a good time this week.